A 20-year-old kid from Leicester walks out of a German hospital with a destroyed shoulder, a finished BMX career, and absolutely no plan for what comes next. 12 years later, that same kid owns a car collection valued at over £2.5 million, a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, a Murcielago resurrected from a 7-year coma, a Ferrari F430 rebuilt by his own hands, and a £3 million Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport, so politically explosive that the CEO of Bugatti himself posted a public video calling him out by name. His name is Mat Armstrong, and every single supercar in his garage was once written off, crashed, flooded, declared a total loss, cars sent to scrapyards, forgotten. But Matt saw something everyone else missed. Today, we're going inside his secret garage in Leicester. 10 cars, 10 broken histories. Stay until the end to see the rebuild that pulled Bugatti's billionaire CEO into a public fight with a guy turning spanners in a shed. Before we get into the garage, you need to understand who Mat Armstrong actually is, because his story is not what you'd expect. Born in Leicester in 1993, his father, Tony, ran a small mechanics garage, and from the time Matt could walk, he was in there, holding spanners, watching engines come apart. But cars weren't his first dream. BMX was. By his late teens, he was a sponsored rider competing across Europe. He had a real shot until a shoulder dislocation at the World Championships in Germany ended everything. He went home, worked at his father's garage, delivered food at night, bartended on weekends. Nothing was moving. Then, in 2019, his girlfriend Hannah's Audi TT was destroyed in a crash. The insurance wrote it off. Matt bought the wreck back, dragged it home, and filmed himself rebuilding it. That one video changed his entire life. Today, he has 1.8 million subscribers. Let's start the countdown. Number 10, the Toyota GT86. Before Matt could ever go to war with Bugatti, he had to prove his entire formula worked on something the rest of the world had walked past. That something was a wrecked 2012 Toyota GT86 he bought from a Copart auction for just £4,000, the cheapest car ever to enter his garage. This is the car that quietly built his empire. It was crash damaged. Most people looked at it and saw scrap value. Matt looked at it and saw a blueprint. He fitted a full Rocket Bunny wide-body kit, transforming the GT86's mild silhouette into something that looked like it had escaped a Tokyo drift circuit. Japan racing alloys, a custom exhaust costing just £350 that gave the little Toyota an angry, raspy voice it had never had from the factory. Every supercar that came after this one, the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, the Bugatti, exists because the GT86 proved the formula. Buy broken, build smart, spend less than the market thinks is possible. But the next car had no crash to fix. It had something worse. 20 years of silence. Number 9. The BMW E24635 CSI. This one wasn't crashed. It was forgotten, and forgetting is sometimes worse than wrecking. The E24635 CSI is a 1980s Grand Tourer that enthusiasts consider one of the most beautiful coupes Germany ever produced. Matt's example had been sitting, neglected, for nearly 20 years. The enemy on this build wasn't damage, it was time. 2 decades of electrical corrosion, seals that had hardened and cracked, wires that had silently rotted inside the dashboard. When it arrived at his garage, it was a non-runner. The automatic gearbox was beyond saving. Matt spent weeks diagnosing electrical faults, replacing ignition coils, chasing dead wires through 40-year-old looms. Then, he made the boldest decision of the whole build. He pulled the automatic gearbox and binned it. In its place went a manual gearbox sourced from a BMW E12 5 Series, turning the car from a grandfather's cruiser into a proper driver's machine. When that straight 6 finally fired up after 2 decades of silence, it wasn't just a car coming back to life. It was a piece of BMW history being given a second chance. But the next car nearly killed someone, and it landed in Matt's garage upside down. Number 8. The Porsche 718 Cayman S. Matt paid just £18,500 for his 2017 Porsche 718 Cayman S. At the time of purchase, it was the cheapest 718 Cayman S for sale in the entire country. The reason? It had almost certainly been in a rollover accident. The damage list read like a horror story. Crushed pillars, compromised structure. Most builders would have stripped it for parts and walked away. But Matt saw a Cayman GT4 in there, Porsche's hardcore track-focused version that costs more than double what he paid. So he built one. He stripped the car down, repainted it in a bold orange that made it look like a factory GT4. He fitted custom wheels with aggressive flush fitment. By the time he was finished, the car looked nothing like the rolled-over Porsche he'd dragged off a salvage trailer. It looked like a track day weapon. But the next car came with stakes that had nothing to do with money. It was personal. Number 7. The Audi RS5. This one comes with a love story attached. Matt bought a 2012 Audi RS5 specifically for his girlfriend, Hannah, the same Hannah whose crashed Audi TT started his entire YouTube career back in 2019. The car had been in a front-end collision. It needed serious structural work. But the stakes here were different from every other rebuild on this list. This wasn't a project to flip. This wasn't content for YouTube. This was a gift, built by hand, for the person who'd been with Matt before any of the fame happened. He handled the structural repair himself. Then he wrapped the entire car in Innozetek khaki, a flat, military-style finish that turned the Audi from a damaged executive coupe into one of the most distinctive RS5s in the United Kingdom. Every car on this list represents craftsmanship. Only this one represents loyalty. But the next car represents something else entirely: class warfare. Number 6. The Range Rover Vogue. The Range Rover Vogue is a car for footballers, oligarchs, and Premier League CEOs. It is a status symbol designed to announce that you have arrived. Matt bought his 2015 Vogue the way he buys everything, as a complete wreck: smashed windows, damaged bonnet, insurance write-off. And here is where the psychology of Mat Armstrong's entire channel comes into focus. This Range Rover wasn't earned with a Premier League contract or a hedge fund payout. It was earned with bruised knuckles, a Leicester workshop, and 20 years of mechanical knowledge inherited from his father's garage. Watching a Vogue this expensive, typically a car bought with a trust fund, being torn apart and reassembled by one working-class kid from the Midlands is part of why his audience watches him obsessively. He doesn't just buy luxury, he earns it, one panel at a time. But the next car came with a different kind of antagonist, the most controlling manufacturer in motoring and an engine designed never to be opened outside their walls. Number 5. The Ferrari F430. Ferrari does not let people work on their own engines. Maranello believes that everything from the cylinder bore tolerances to the timing on the F430's V8 requires Ferrari-trained technicians, Ferrari-approved tools, and Ferrari-supervised workshops. To them, an engine teardown on this car is a religious ceremony, and Leicester sheds are not on the list of authorized venues. So when Matt got his hands on a Ferrari F430 with serious engine problems, damage that would terrify 90% of independent mechanics, he was about to do something Maranello would never sign off on. He wasn't sending it back to Ferrari, he was tearing the engine down himself, in a shed, with his father. Together, Matt and Tony Armstrong rebuilt the F430 from the engine up, father and son, side by side, working on a Ferrari V8 with regular garage tools, measuring tolerances Ferrari believed only factory equipment could measure. Every cam timing decision, every torque value, every micron of clearance, all of it done by a man and his father in a workshop, using knowledge passed down across decades. The car is now valued at around £110,000, but the real value of this car has nothing to do with money or Ferrari's approval. It is a Ferrari built by a father and son who never asked Maranello for permission. But the next car wasn't just damaged. It had nearly killed its previous owner, and he'd filmed every second of it. Number 4. The Porsche 911 GT3. GT3 is considered by many to be the greatest road-going Porsche ever made. Every component is engineered to motorsport tolerances. The car is designed to be flogged at racetracks for the rest of its life. Matt's example came from a name his viewers know well, American YouTuber Adam LZ, who had crashed the car spectacularly in the United States. The wreck was captured on camera. The car was effectively totaled. Matt paid roughly £125,000 for a high-speed accident, shipped across the Atlantic to Leicester. The enemy on this build wasn't damage, it was precision. The GT3 is not a forgiving car to work on. Every nut, every bolt, every chassis tolerance is engineered for the Nürburgring. You cannot bodge a GT3, you cannot improvise. The car simply will not allow it. Matt could have walked away at any point. He didn't. The result is one of the most technically extraordinary rebuilds in his entire catalogue. The same model of car that destroyed Adam LZ, brought back from the dead in a Leicester workshop. But the next next car broke him in a way none of the others had, because the parts didn't exist. Number 3. The Aston Martin Vantage. Matt has openly called this the most challenging rebuild of his entire career, and once you understand what he took on, you'll see why. He bought a 2019 Aston Martin Vantage for just £54,000. At the time, that made it the cheapest 2019 Vantage on sale anywhere in the United Kingdom. The car had been in a serious accident, but Aston Martins are not Audis, they are not BMWs, they are hand-built British supercars assembled in small numbers, with parts that simply do not exist in normal supply chains. The enemy here was the supply chain itself. Matt spent months hunting for original equipment components, some he never found. He had to source carbon fiber bonnet vents from an actual ex-Aston Martin GT3 racing car, making his Vantage genuinely one of one in the world. Every week the build dragged on, the repair bill crept closer to what a clean Vantage would have cost him outright. That is the financial tension nobody talks about on these rebuilds, the moment when the numbers stop making sense and you have to decide whether to push through or cut your losses. Matt pushed through. By the time the engine finally fired, his total investment was closing in on what a clean 2019 Vantage was retailing for on the open market. But he wasn't holding a clean factory Vantage, he was holding a one-of-one car with genuine GT3 racing DNA bolted into its body, a car valued comfortably north of £100,000. The spreadsheet, against every expectation, had paid off, but the next car cost him more than every other car on this list combined. Number 2. The Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. This is the crown jewel of the entire collection. The Aventador SVJ is one of the most extreme V12 supercars Lamborghini has ever built. Only 900 were ever made, and in 2018, the SVJ set a Nürburgring lap record that shocked the supercar world. Matt's SVJ, after his rebuild work, is valued at approximately £500,000. That is more than most British family homes. That single car, sitting in a workshop in Leicester. When you take on a project worth this much money, the financial pressure is not abstract. Every wrong torque value, miscut panel, every wrong decision potentially destroys hundreds of thousands of pounds of value in seconds. The fear of getting it wrong on a car like this is its own kind of antagonist. Absorbed that fear. Then he did what he always does. He brought the car back from the dead. None of these stories prepared him for what came next. The car that turned a Leicester YouTuber into a global automotive story and put billionaire CEO on a personal mission to stop him. Number 1. The Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport. Here is where the story gets genuinely insane. In 2025, a 24-year-old American influencer named Alex Gonzalez crashed his own £3 million Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport, one of only 60 ever built. The front end was crushed. The airbags had deployed. The transmission housing was shattered. The carbon monocoque had visible cracks. His insurance company declared the car a total loss and paid him out. And then Gonzalez did something nobody expected. He took the insurance payout, went straight to a Copart salvage auction and bought his own wrecked Bugatti back. With fees, the total came to nearly £1.5 million. He had crashed his own hypercar and then refused to let it die. He needed someone to rebuild it. He called Mat Armstrong. Matt flew to Miami to inspect the wreck. Bugatti's official repair quote came back at £1.3 million, carried out exclusively at their facility in Molsheim, France. Gonzalez refused. Then Bugatti did something that turned the rebuild into a global story. They blacklisted the car's VIN number. They refused to sell official parts. They refused to support any rebuild attempted outside their authorized network. And then the saga went nuclear. Mate Rimac, the billionaire CEO of Bugatti Rimac, personally posted a video response on Instagram. He directly named Mat Armstrong. He challenged the parts prices Matt had quoted. He warned the public that backyard repairs on Bugattis were dangerous. He said only 2 places in the world were qualified to split a Chiron's chassis for the kind of repair Matt was attempting. That one video was watched 6.8 million times in 4 days. Matt responded calmly. He admitted on camera that it was, in his own words, absolutely mental that the CEO of Bugatti was watching his videos, but he refused to back down. He sourced airbags from an Audi A3. He built custom radiators. He successfully split the Chiron's chassis, a job Rimac himself had said only 2 facilities on Earth could perform. This was no longer a rebuild. This was a working-class mechanic from Leicester openly defying one of the most powerful luxury brands in the world. Watched live, week by week, by a global audience. If Matt pulls this off, It will be the most legendary independent rebuild in modern automotive history. If he doesn't, well, that's the part Mate Rimac is waiting for. So that's the secret garage. 10 cars, 10 broken histories, all rebuilt by one man from Leicester who was never supposed to be a mechanic in the first place. What makes Mat Armstrong different from every other supercar owner in Britain isn't the money. He doesn't have Jeremy Clarkson's wealth. He doesn't have Gordon Ramsay's fame. He doesn't have decades of collecting behind him, like JK or Nick Mason. What he has is a refusal to walk away from cars that everyone else has given up on. And occasionally, a refusal to back down from the billionaires who tell him he should. That Audi TT his girlfriend crashed back in 2019, the one that started everything. Every car in the garage today exists because that one wreck wasn't thrown away. Whether you love what Matt does, or you think he should leave the supercars to the manufacturers, you cannot deny that he has built something genuinely original in British car culture. If this story brought back memories of your own first project car, the one you rebuilt in your garage with your dad, or the wreck you brought home that everyone said you were mad to buy, drop a comment below and tell us about it. We read every single one. And if you want more stories about the hidden garages of Britain's most fascinating car people, make sure you're subscribed. There's a lot more coming. Until next time, keep the spanners turning.